What's up, my Eastside Shenanigan friends? Welcome back to another episode on Eastside Shenanigans Racing Channel. Today, we're going to be working on the Pollo Loco. Since all of y'all know, we decided to go turbo in this car. The very first thing before we start mocking up the hot side on the turbo, we're going to stand up the radiator. So this is going to be a how-to on how to stand up the radiator. To get started on this, guys, I'm going to tell you what radiator we chose and why we chose it. We went with a Griffin dual pass radiator. It is 27.5 by 15.5. Okay, 27.5 by 15.5, and it's a dual pass radiator. Let me flip this around so y'all can see it. All right, this is it right here. So the cap is going to be on the driver's side, and both lines are going to be on the passenger side. The part number to this is 58241-X. If y'all are curious and want to order one as well, that is it. So we did a lot of measuring and figuring out what radiator is going to be best for us, and that one's going to be it. The stock one, if you wanted to modify it, it's quite a bit too tall. So if you were trying to stand it up, the clearance is probably not going to be there. So this is what we decided to do, and we got everything marked up over here. Right before we get to cut, we'll explain it to you, and y'all gonna be along for the ride. All right, everyone, this is our mock-up lines that we did. Now, before y'all want to start on this process, you're gonna have to move your harness. We are not going to be using the harness on this vehicle right now. We're going to be going with a Holley Terminator X, so we're not going to be using that. So we're going to be removing it. So if you're not going to be planning going down that road, you're going to have to move it. So you're going to have to cut into it, and then you're going to have to cut and extend that harness because it won't fit around it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here where you can see the core support has a step. From here to here has a step. We're going to run it all the way across the top to here. The reason that we're going to be leaving this this gap here uncut is so your hood latch assembly still stays in its factory location. The diameter here is, so the radiator thickness is right at 3 inches. So we went just a hair more, so there won't be any room for rubbing and stuff like that. The same as the width from here to here. We went a little bit more. I want to say an inch on each side. An inch on each side. So you're not going to be rubbing in the tanks and causing issues with rubbing holes in it. And the same on this side. Right where it steps, we're going to run the blade all the way across the top and here. Here's going to get a little tricky because the inside of it actually does curve. Just like this does. So we're going to stop here, and if we need to get a little bit more clearance, then we're just going to slowly grind it until we have the right fitment. Then we're going to be redoing the bottom. We're going to be squaring that off so the radiator has a place to sit. And on the top, after we cut the top out, we're going to be making a top for it so it'll bolt up straight to the front of here. So we're going to get to gutting. He's putting on his shirt, getting ready. All right, let's get to it. guys, he just finished cutting the outer part of this top of the core support. He just took it off, so you have to cut the bottom out, and instead of doing it upside down, he's gonna that's why he cut the top off. So now he's gonna cut here and continue cutting it all the way across. Let's see him get to it. Alright everyone, he just finished cutting the bottom part of the inner core support out. Let's check out what he did. Look at that. Very nice. I guess we'll keep you as a fabricator.
For a little while.
For a little while.
Alright.
What y'all think?
Let me get the radiator and we can just fit it.
Okay, radiator's going in. All right, that's what it's going to look, everyone.
All we got to do is trim this a little bit, and it's going to clean it all up, and it's going to basically fit like that.
And now we are going to make a cap over this to hold this back, and also on the bottom we got to make a stand for it to make sure it fits properly. And we put a little extra room in between everything so that if it does shake or vibrate, it doesn't rub up against the metal and put a hole in your tanks or across the radiator or something like that. So we're trying to be a little bit more cautious about that. We are going to make it look nice and clean with the cover on top. Okay everyone, so in the last clip you've seen us finish cutting off the core support in the front, and it's been a few days in real people time over here. We kind of took a few days to do some cleaning in the engine bay, and we also grinded where the core support was, where we finished chopping it off. We actually grinded it and painted it, and we've been doing some stuff in the engine bay, so it kind of took a little bit of our time. Took some wires out. We actually did the AC delete in the corner and didn't record that. That was kind of a mess to do, so we didn't record that. But we just did a little bit of cleaning. So let's take a look at the core support and what we did to it. All right. Now, if you can see here, we actually just painted most of the engine bay up. Here, where in the last clip it was kind of a little jaggedy and not very clean, we smoothed it all out, painted it. Same with the other end here. Now, here in the bottom, what we did was right over here. Let me get a focus on it. He's gonna point it out. Right there, we actually put a slit in it. So we cut it right along there, and same here on the other side. And we actually took the front half right there and sliced it up as well, where my finger is, bent that part down and bent this part up. So now this is completely flat and level. All right, and this piece of square tubing here, what is that, an inch by an inch? It's a 1 inch square tubing. What we did is we laid it here and we tacked it. Okay, so now it's completely sturdy, it's not moving or anything like that, and that's going to give us the proper clearance for the radiator. Literally, go ahead and slide that radiator in. All right. Okay, so now the radiator is completely sitting on that, and what we're going to do, everyone, we're actually going to screw, you see these little tabs here? I'm sorry, see this little tab here? It's the same on the bottom, so we're going to go through this and into that 1 inch square tubing, and that'll secure the bottom. And we made this little top. Here, let me get this top so I can show them. Okay, we got this top here, just a piece of aluminum that we put like a 1 inch break in it, just like that, nice and clean. And that's going to be our cap. And now here we're going to screw directly into here, so it's going to go through both sides, flat like that. We're going to put a couple screws through the top of it, and then we're going to put screws directly in the top of that, and that will secure your front. And we are going to be leaving a little bit of gap in between everything, so if anything does decide to move or shake a little bit, it will not rub anything out. All right, so let's get to finishing this project up, everyone. Okay guys, we have screwed everything in where it's supposed to be. Let's check out what we did. Okay, across the top here to the small portion of the core support, we put in 3, 1, 2, 3, and I believe we spaced it at 2 inches, 6 inches, and 2 inches again. And the same on the front side, here, here, and here. And that does, you can see it there, it goes through this little piece of aluminum into that, so it rolls right over it. Let's get a better look on this end. 1, 2, and 3. And then on the bottom we got one dead in the middle here, on the side here, and one over there. Literally try to shake that, it's not going anywhere. Shaking the car, but yeah, see, it's not going anywhere. And this is the way we did it. This is what we found to be easier for us. It's all smooth and flush. See, we have a little bit of gap here and here. We are going to be mounting 2 10-inch fans, one here and one over there. We're going to be doing that as well. But overall, guys, this is it. This is the finished product of standing up your radiator. It was very simple, cutting the top, cutting the bottom out, grinding this smooth, and we painted it up, and that was it. That was it, everyone. Flip this camera back around. Okay, so we just finished that up. Get out of the sun a little bit. All right, we just finished that up. Next thing we're going to be doing on this vehicle, we are going to be recording cutting the cow out. So guys, we are going to be taking the cow out completely on this car, getting some more clearance. We're going to try to stuff a higher ram in here because we have one. That's why we're going to try to make that fit. Who wants to see one of those big VFN hoods on here? 5-inch scoop, or some, was it 4-inch scoop to the window? That'd be kind of cool.
5-inch.
5-inch. All right, guys, that'll be buttoning this up. Anything else we got, Louis?
That's it.
All right, guys, until next time, we'll cap you later.